Hi, my name is Dale McCluskey, and I'm going to introduce you to Buster. Buster is I'll bring him over here. Buster is with me on a 9-day board and train. Buster's a great dog. He came with me with some issues with aggression. Not liking the leash walk, he reacted to the leash, so the walk itself reacting to the leash. So Buster basically is in a need, or was in a high need. His need was very high for roll change itself. And roll change means getting him, creating more of a leader role with Buster. He, like I said, didn't like the walk, even the crate. So when he came here, you could tell right away that he was somewhat aggressive. And so through working with him, he's been here now for about 3 days. I'm going to show the walk a little bit to you, how how he's relating change. And so this is the whole issue too of what does power and dominance really represent. And this is the thing to understand when they get in competition with the roll. Dogs really do know. Dogs really do know if you have their best interest at heart. So here with Buster, he knows that I really do care about him. I have his best interest at heart. He may not like, what I'm doing with him a little bit based on this role, but what I'm doing here is transitional, so it's about shifting power. So what I'm doing is I'm impacting his decision making by starting to change how, making sure the person that's with him is connecting with them on a different level. So here what I'm doing here is, with Buster, you'll see, is I'm interrupting some of his thinking patterns, okay? So I'm putting through strength directly through the roll, I'm just communicating. So here you see him pull back here a little bit at times, come forward, and so what it is, and then come back in. So it's just how this helps him is it's based on effective communication. So when I communicate effectively with the leash, see here I'll interrupt these little states that are going on. So I'll push, it's all reverse psychology, I'll put him back into the sit. Now when I put him back into the sit, you notice right away, he'll look up at me, okay? Even here I'm going to interrupt these little hey you, so I'm going to interrupt these states of mind that are based on mind separation. And so you'll see is he'll come back into me. Push again a little bit. And then what I'm going to do here, you're going to see I'm going to start walking him on the leash. Now the leash itself, you picture the leash is just basically, this is what's going on. It's from the mind to the body. We're whole. So this encompasses mind and body together, both dog and me. So it's mind and body. So here what we're going to do here, so everything you do is an opportunity to create more change with him. So it's like what I'm doing is replacing the weak nails around the framework with strong nails. And like I said, you will get reactions because like I said, I'm changing. So this takes time. You're going to get reactions. So every time he reacts, it's an opportunity for me to move him in. So here I move him in, back to me. I'll push him back into the sit position. And then I'll give him a little, there's nothing wrong with patting him. I'll push, see, pat, push, pat, pat. Because again, but again here, I even pet a little bit here. I'm balancing out my psychology because, again, it's not about you losing your ability to pet your dog, but if you understand, if your psychology, mine's more stronger, okay? My parental influence is at a higher level. So, I can pet onto him and then bring him back in again a little bit. So as you see here, I'm not trying to hold Buster in extremely tight. It's a back and forth here, so he's going to elevate, go back and forth. But by me focusing on these moments, I'm going to create role change. So here, I'm going to start walking out here with him on the street a little bit, and you're going to see how kind of the walk plays out. But the thing is, when I get him out of this crate, the crate is a jumping off point. Strength. I enter with strength. I lead the walk through strength, and I return through strength. So you have to make sure your mind is strong. So here I'll start walking. Communicate. See, I didn't ask Buster to come with me. I'm just communicating that you're going. You see, you start walking. Buster, just walking down the street. I'm just walking down little ways here with him. And then I walk, I'll put him back into the sit. Here, I'll move him forward. Jackson, just stop here with the camera for a second. Yeah, there you go. And see, he wants to come back. My son's holding the camera there. He wants to come back. But again, what I'm communicating effectively saying is I own Jackson. So it's always important now. So I'm interrupting those states and bringing them back. He's walking again. There we come, now stop there, Jackson, turn around. Back up a little bit, Jackson. There you go. Push back in. That's it. Good boy. There you go. And so here what it is, again, just communication. So I'm just keep bringing them in. I'm not putting too much stress on his mind. I mean, his mind's going to react. But what I'm doing is I'm building the foundation. I'm switching the foundations. Okay, Jackson, we'll start going that way. Just back up as you walk. And so I'm just going slow here with him. Backing up. And what I'm communicating is I keep bringing him in. He'll jump up a little bit and go in, and I'm bringing him back into position here beside me. And then I'll put a little bit. So every time I put him into the sit position, I'm putting a little higher moment on him at times. So I'm making sure, like like building blocks. So bring him in. So he will react and go back, but all I'm focused on is my moment. We'll go forward again here, Jackson. Yeah. Yeah. You just keep walking. Yeah. Doing good. See, here all I'm doing is it's not, you know, I'm just confident, assertive. Move them back up, go back in. Good boy, really good. And you see him just start to go along here, start floating along here. So, you know, his tail wags, he's a happy dog. Give him a little drink. Drink of water. You know, even the water, he had issues with eating the food really, really fast. So again, I want to surround this area with, you know, strong energy. So you'll see him start to, you know, have a nice big drink of water. You know, so how he kind of went here was eating too much, and he starts to ask basically to get more for permission. So it's like it slows us down a little bit. So, you know, still checking the food out a little bit. His eating has, you know, slowed down, come along. Probably eating too much food to begin with, but now it's slowed down a little bit. So what I'll do is, again, I'll just kind of encourage him. You see him starting to eat here. Then have a little bit of food. We'll talk here while he's eating. And so here what it is so therefore if I'm trying to put more authority over his mind, I'm creating role changing, bringing myself in competition. You know, I want to communicate more with him, okay? So because we're connected, you know, this dog's mind's pivot off this connection. So therefore I'm going to use the leash more often. I don't, you know, my goal here is to create role change. You know, even when he's eating his food, see right here I'll tap, I'm not his mind back in. I'm not trying to force him to eat, but what I'm doing, I'm striking the right balance. I'm putting authority, you know, communicating with him basically food, you know, you can eat it, but it's mine. But what it is, it gives him permission, it calms his mind. So I'm connecting a different dot here. It's an association. So, you know, once again, I'll flex a little bit, because there's a dog barking out there, and so where he's established before his power and authority, by nudging, what I'm saying is I own that other dog. I don't even know who owns the dog, it doesn't even matter. And I see him nudging, and then see his focus comes back to the food. It calms him down. So he can eat more normally. A dog that has a lot of power, their mind's going to separate everywhere at a very high level, and you're not going to get, you know, you're not going to get normalcy. You're going to get erratic behavior. So again, let him eat a few pieces. And I'm going to bring him up again a little later. But here now, I'll put him back in the crate. So the crate process, same thing. He wants to go in, but I'll put him a little sit first. Cluster sit. Just push. And the pushing, you see, isn't hard. It's just meant to create, you know, put a little influence over his mind. And again, the crate, pardon me, now direct him in. He knows he's going. He goes just right in, calmly. And now this is my space, because he, you know, he starts to become a happy dog. So, you know, my goal, if I was to get him, say, inside the house in a balanced state, then I'm going to have to start to, you know, I have to start to use the crate. It's a jumping off point. This is for me. Hey, no. So I don't want him, so I'm going to balance him out. So once you get your energy in there a little bit, it balances him out. Yeah, and this just starts it. So, you know, this starts to accept it, but based on the fact that I'm in there with him. So. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope this is informative, and it gives you a little bit of insight into this whole process. Thanks very much.